Hello everyone. I don't know if I'm in frame right now. Today we're going to be making green stuff sandbags because that's the emotional threshold of content creation I feel prepared to make right now. It's 10:26 on a Thursday. Not that you asked. I'm going to make green stuff sandbags until my edible kicks in. Well, if that was the case, the video would be over now. But before it really kicks in. This is my original idea I came up with.
In today's video, we're going to show how to make sandbags out of green stuff.
I'm the first one to do this. Sandbags were invented during the American Revolutionary War by British forces in order to make battlefields look more interesting. All the soldiers were getting too bored and killing themselves before sandbags. The British got so busy building sandbags, they were having too much fun playing with sand that they conceded and returned to hobbying and stopped playing war. Something I strive to do too someday, maybe. We can all take a lesson from that. What's a good size for a sandbag? I don't know. Maybe I should do like 10 seconds of research before just going in here. You can have different size sandbags, right? I've seen sandbags before. How big were they? I'm like me to an orc. I'm like 3/4 of an orc. Okay, maybe 2/3. I'm like 2/3 of an orc. And then the sandbag. Oh, here, this is a good size. I forget that non-orcs exist in this game. Okay, we found a non-orc. This is an Imperial Guardsman. So we got our boy. If he were to bag sand, if you were bagging sand, would you build it to be that big? Would that provide you a cover save? Fuck, whatever, fine, I'll look up a picture. See, they're kind of small. I don't know if this is a well-made sandbag or not, but this man made them kind of small. I'm gonna make them bigger because I don't want to make that many sandbags. And yeah, these are small. You guys need to make bigger. If you're in an armed forces unit, start making bigger sandbags because they suck to sculpt this many. That's a trash bag, that's not a sandbag. All right, yeah, I understand what a sandbag is now. Yeah, these are my Chaos Knights. We can talk about that for 5 seconds. I've been making a video on these since like May. They're all magnetized, so you can be whatever, because surely what's good today will not be good tomorrow. This guy's got a fun candle head. They all have a lot of candles. Put a lot of work into kit bashing all these. I'm definitely gonna spend less time painting these than I did kit bashing. I had fun doing them, but like at this point I'm just so sick of like looking at them unpainted. I can't wait to paint them. So this is like kind of the last big thing I have to do before I can start that. This is from a Beastclaw Raiders kit, if anyone's wondering. People always wonder that. And yeah, all the war dogs are magnetized too, including this part just because it's fun. Okay, first I had to make a sandbag before feeling confident how to share to make sandbags. Now I've made a sandbag and we don't feel confident, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, so you take your green stuff, you make a nice little bag shape for your camera dies, which is gonna be any second now. You make a nice lump. Fun tip, wherever the weight in the sandbag is gonna be, you probably want it to be thicker on that side and thinner on the other side because, you know, the sand will be like drooping down. And then you take a sculpting tool of some kind. I'm using a Mr. Hobby glue applicator today, literally just because it's in front of me. And we're just gonna make a stitching pattern all around the circumference of the sandbag. Okay, that's sort of sloppy, but we like that. Sandbags can be sloppy. You got your little shape here, and then you can make some folds in it, just because, you know, bags have that. Bags have folds. Not too many, because it's a scale model, right? So the folds are gonna be pretty subtle in real life. We drooped it on here, and if you want to get a little bit fancier, you can use your sculpting tool to just create some nice little folds in the bag texture. You could maybe even use a hard brush for this, but I haven't tried that, so I'm not gonna recommend it blindly right now. I guess I already did. Oops. And then you make your little creases, using the back of it to just flatten it a bit so it blends together more. I don't know if that's actually doing anything. Pro tip, once you've done that, take your Warhammer Total War Collector's Edition campaign map, and on the back, the texture of that, look at that. That's sack material. You take that, no other cloth surface will do, and you can use it as a stamp to just lightly, first remove your hair, but after that, lightly apply a texture to the sap. Well, I wasn't sure if that was gonna work or not until I did it. I had no idea if that was gonna work, but yeah, it looks like it's working. There's like a little texture in the sandbag now that resembles cloth, and it's nice and cute, and it was easy to do. Those are some sandbags. I'm gonna make a bunch without recording now because my camera's about to die again because I charged the battery for like 45 seconds, and I'll cut back once they're in there. Real quick, another fun little tip before I forget it. Let your green stuff dry for a while before making these. I mean, this is true of green stuff in general. If you let them dry for a while and then start making the shapes, it'll hold form better and be less annoying to work with. So now, like, it's pretty rigid, right? I can like make the shape I want and then smooth out all the things on top without really distorting it that much. And if you were to do this like right after I mix the epoxy together, it would be like like changing shape at an annoying rate. Sandbags, ta-da! Here's where we're at. This is like an hour or so deep into sandbag construction. As you can see, I've added a lot more. There's a barbed wire. This is from Gale Force 9. There's a million companies that make barbed wire. They're all fine in different sizes and kind of similar for the most part. I know Army Painter makes some too. These are skewers that I cut down, and I used some extra grain stuff I had to make these little holes I'm gonna fill with resin later to make like mud puddles in the back. I want them to look like they're in like in the midst of trench warfare. That's about it. All right, well, I have my setup. Let's get the big boy out. So this is one of the two big knights. He's currently an abominant, and I want the rest of their bases to match his. So I'm gonna get a whole lot of dirt and like sand texture, maybe some more bits. This one's stepping on an Aquila. I really like how that turned out. Yeah, can you see this adequately enough? I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, he's stepping on an Aquila. I ran out of these little pieces of like resin rubble. I'll probably pick some more of those up before I finish this project. I should get another light over here. He's a little dark, whatever. So that's it for today. Thanks for looking at my night. It'd be weird if this is your first video here, but if it is, please like and or subscribe or whatever. I don't know how algorithm interaction works these days. Does that like still matter to like probably like new active people who like your channel and subscribe? Does that matter? Yeah, I bet that pushes stuff. Yeah, please do that if you feel up for it, but not out of guilt or pressure. It's only something I want if you want it too. You know, no one's holding a gun against your head, emotionally or physically. Well, maybe physically. I'm not with you in the room right now, but I'm not holding one emotionally. Okay, maybe, yeah, it's probably time for bed. Chaos Night video incoming soon. I'm gonna be at SoCal Open if anyone wants to say hi there, and I'll be at TwitchCon this weekend. I don't know how many people are gonna be at TwitchCon, if any, from like this community, but I was invited by some friends, so I'm gonna go there for probably like just half a day on Saturday or something. Hit me up. Goodbye.